BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by...
I want to retire knowing we did it right. We want
to know that it's been worth something.
It's worth everything.
Be intentional about your worth. Farmers National Bank Wealth Management.
You know, as I said, I've campaigned for a lot of folks this year, and more than anything else, I see a yearning for one thing. And it's not a policy. It's a prescription. Democrats and Republicans, they desperately looking, and think about this, so you know it's not a political comment. They desperately looking for women and men with character. Just character, authenticity, with a backbone. People who say what they mean and mean what they say and then do what they say. People who treat other people with respect. I'm here because who ends up being the governor of Ohio is going to tell a lot about the country. Not a joke now. Think about it. Think about this. The next president of the United States of America, Democrat or Republican, not going to be president unless they have Ohio and Pennsylvania. Think about it. Not a joke. Think about the governors in 2020 are going to determine if they're going to correct this god-awful gerrymander we have so you have some decency in terms of a chance of voting. Look, Rich Cordray's values were learned at his parents' dinner table, like mine and my grandpa's, like many of you with your mother and your fathers. They represented the values that we aspire to as a nation. His dad, legally blind, but he saw something greater, a greater need. He saw the greater need to serve people with intellectual disabilities. He was legally blind, but he decided he'd devote his life to serve people with intellectual disabilities. His mom, who founded Ohio's first foster grandparent program, they didn't come from money. You know, if my dad were here, he'd turn and look at Rich and say, "Kid, you got good blood." That was his phrase when they came to St.
So here's what Betty Sutton and I will do. We'll bring down the price of prescription drugs and provide more Ohioans with reliable and affordable health care. We will train our workers with the skills they need to get the good-paying jobs they deserve. We'll support and grow our homegrown small businesses that represent half of the state's workforce. And we'll fire up our infrastructure. Remember that promise during the presidential campaign? We're going to fix our roads and bridges. We're going to expand access to broadband, and we will invest in public transit in Ohio from the state level for the first time in history. No more excuses. It's time for action.
When have we ever said there was something we couldn't do? Not a joke. So let's lift our heads up. Remember who the hell we are. This is the United States of America. We can do anything. We need men and women of character. You put them in office, we will take back the world. This is America. There's not a thing we can't do. Every time I walk out of my Grandpa Finnegan's house up in Scranton, he'd yell, "Joey, keep the faith." And my grandmother yelled, "No, Joey, spread it. Go spread the faith. Take it back. It's time. This is America."
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by...
I want to retire knowing we did it right. We want
To know that it's been worth something.
it's worth everything.
Be intentional about your worth. Farmers National Bank Wealth Management.